Hello, and welcome to UnKpopular Opinions, a safe space for fans of BTS and other K-pop groups to ask the tough question, what do I think of this? I'm your host, Ginger Nuna, and today we're playing the HYBE Hunger Games. So this episode came about because I recently watched the Hunger Games movies, and it triggered this memory in me. One of the very first K-pop related videos I watched on YouTube was the K-pop Hunger Games. It was on Cameron Phillips' channel, and what he did was he took the names of different K-pop groups and put them into a Hunger Games simulator that he found online and had the groups battle it out. And I remember thinking that was a lot of fun. And I wanted to do something fun for the podcast. I wanted to have another fun episode. And so that's how I decided, let's play a game. So then I had to decide who I wanted to participate in the Hunger Games. And I decided for my first foray into the Hunger Games, it would be a lot of fun to use employees from HYBE. I specifically chose HYBE employees because the majority of the employees, of course, are members of groups that are run by HYBE. And those are the people in K-pop that I think my parasocial relationships are strongest with. So I think that it would be really fun to put their names into this generator, and given these random situations that these people are put in, kind of decide, oh, do you think so-and-so really would do this? Or that just seems really out of character for so-and-so, based completely off of my parasocial relationships with these people. If you're not familiar with the Hunger Games, the first book came out in 2008, and the main plot point is that 24 children are chosen from the country, stuck in a remote location, and then forced to battle to the death until only one person is left standing. This, of course, is not a brand new concept. This is also really similar to the 1999 book Battle Royale. But I'm going to go with the Hunger Games today. First of all, because I found a Hunger Games simulator, so that's going to be easier to do. And I will put a link to that simulator in the show notes for today. But the other reason I did this is that I like the way that the Hunger Games are set up. The 24 tributes or contestants come from 12 different districts. And in the Hunger Games books, the districts are different parts of Panem, which is formerly where the United States was. And so the different districts are what we would think of as the Pacific Northwest, the Southeast, and they specialize in different things like lumber or fishing or manufacturing. And I thought, I would love to have these 12 districts made of HYBE employees and try to pair 2 HYBE employees for each district and give that district a strong through line of why I put those 2 people together. So in a moment, I will tell you the 12 districts competing in the HYBE Hunger Games and the 2 tributes from each district. And just as a heads up, Spotify listeners, at the very end of this episode, I'm going to add on a song for each of the 12 districts that I think best represents each district. So if you have just basic free Spotify, you're going to get 12 30-second clips of the songs that I think best represent the 12 districts. If you have Spotify Premium, you will actually be able to listen to all 12 songs in their entirety. So that's one reason why I think it's cool to go with the Spotify version of the podcast, but that's just me. And they're not paying me to say that. Maybe I should stop saying that until they'll pay me. You know what? You're all individuals. Do whatever you want. Go to whatever platform works best for you and is available in your country. So, without further ado, introducing the 12 districts of the HYBE Hunger Games. From District 1, we have my co-biases from BTS, Suga and J-Hope. From District 2, we have my bias and bias wrecker from Tomorrow by Together, Yeonjun and Taeyeon. From District 3, we have my bias and my bias wrecker from ENHYPEN, Jae and Heesung. From District 4, we have 2 leaders in HYBE who both seem like old souls, RM from BTS, and solo artist and OG HYBE employee Lee Hyun. From District 5, we have the other leaders, Subin of TXT and Jungwon of UnHypen. From District 6, we have a couple of chaotic maknae, Jungkook from BTS and Nicki from UnHypen. From District 7, we have two idols who don't get to shine as much as their fans would like, but are key components in each of their groups, Jin from BTS and Bomgyu from TXT. From District 8, we have the kings of Aegyo, Sunwoo from UnHypen and Hyunin Kai from TXT. From District 9, we have a duo known as the O2s from UnHypen, Sunghoon and Jake. For District 10, we have a duo known as the 95s from BTS, Jimin and Taeyoung. For District 11, we have a pair known as the 83s. They are two of the most important and influential members of the HYBE family. Mr. Sun, frequent choreographer for BTS, TXT, and UnHypen, and P-Dog, producer extraordinaire and highest paid employee in all of South Korea. And finally, representing District 12, we have the two men who make everything run at HYBE, Bong PD and Sejin. You might be wondering who Sejin is. Sejin was BTS's manager from debut up until about 2020, I think, and now he is in charge of UnHypen. But yeah, anyone who's ever done musical theater will tell you that the stage manager is basically God and in charge of everything. So Sejin is definitely up there with Bong PD in terms of who is in control of HYBE. Now, let's get started. Let's play the HYBE Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor. I don't know what that accent was either. Scene 1, the bloodbath. The 24 tributes stand on podiums surrounding a cornucopia. Within that cornucopia, they could find many objects that could help them here in the Hunger Games. However, by going into the cornucopia, they also face the possibility of having to do battle sooner rather than later. A horn sounds. Bomgyu kills Jungwon with a sickle? Wow! Okay, Jungwon is already dead. Taeyeon grabs a jar of fishing bait while J-Hope gets fishing gear. Interesting. We'll see if they will meet up together and work together later on. P-Dog grabs a backpack and retreats. Sejin runs away from the cornucopia. Jake runs away from the cornucopia. Sunwoo runs away from the cornucopia. Okay, that one's on brand. I would see Sunwoo running away. Jae runs away from the cornucopia. That one also makes sense to me. Lee Hyun scares Subin away from the cornucopia. Interesting. Nicki grabs a backpack and retreats. Suga runs away from the cornucopia. Bong PD snatches a pair of sais. Okay. Jimin runs away from the cornucopia. Mr. Sun grabs a shovel. Yeonjun stays at the cornucopia for resources. Oh, he's so smart. I just hope he's actually, hiding. Sunghoon stays at the cornucopia for resources. You know, I could see that happening. They trained together for a really long time, and I could see them kind of joining forces and doing that. Jungkook, Hyunin Kai, Jin, and Taeyoung share everything they gathered before running. Oh, yeah, I could see that. They all seem like very giving guys. That's what we see in the personas they've given us. Heesung runs away from the cornucopia. RM finds a bag of explosives. I can't think of a person I trust less with a deadly weapon than RM. Because the man will break anything. Day 1. Jae poisoned Jungkook's drink. He drinks it and dies. Oh no! Lee Hyun, Heesung, and Jin get into a fight. Lee Hyun triumphantly kills them both. Dang, okay. You know, I was watching one of his videos on his channel. He was having Mr. Sun teach him the choreography to Permission to Dance. And Lee Hyun is ripped. So it does not surprise me at all that he was able to kill Heesung and King of the Broad Shoulders, Worldwide Handsome Jin. Sunghoon and Nikki work together for the day. That makes sense. They're from the same group. Sunwoo sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. I don't know how that's going to go. That could be good. It could be bad. RM thinks about home. I feel like that is on brand for him. P-Dog injures himself. That would make a lot more sense if it had said RM injures himself. Subin chases Mr. Sun? Oh, you ungrateful child. How dare you? Huninkai collects fruit from a tree. Seijin practices his archery. J-Hope tends to Bong PD's wounds. Oh, J-Hope is such a stand-up guy. Plus, honestly, if my boss were bleeding out, I would probably also take care of him. Jimin begs Bomgyu to kill him. He refuses, keeping Jimin alive. Interesting. Jake receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Taeyun collects fruit from a tree. Suga searches for a water source. Taeyong diverts Yeonjun's attention and runs away. At the end of day 1, 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance, signifying the 4 deaths of the day. From District 5, Yang Junwon. From District 6, Jun Jungkook. From District 3, Lee Hee-sung. And District 7, Kim Sok-jin. A moment of silence for them. And moving on. Night number 1. Huninkai attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Kind of wonder if that means he's going to freeze or not. Seijin climbs a tree to rest. That is smart. Seijin is smart. He is probably going to be hidden up in that tree. People are far less likely to find him. Taeyun attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. What is with these TXT guys and their inability to start fires? Well, I guess it makes sense. You don't have time to be in whatever the Korean version of Boy Scouts is if you are training to be an idol. So I guess I'm going to give him a pass on that. Subin kills Mr. Sun while he's sleeping? Dang, Subin! He was really out for him. Okay. P-Dog cries himself to sleep. Sunghoon overpowers J-Hope, killing him. Damn it, Sunghoon! Oh, J-Hope, I had such high hopes for you. Although, to be fair, since there are 3 teams made of my biases and bias wreckers, that means I have a 1 in 4 chance of having the champion of the Hunger Games be one of my biases, but, I don't know. Will the odds be in my favor? Let's find out. Taeyong goes to sleep. That makes sense to me. The man decided to ride a bus to a random stop in Sweden, get off, and traipse around the countryside. So, of course, he would just be like, yes, there is mortal peril. I think I shall go to sleep now. RM loses sight of where he is. Okay, this is very Namjoon because that could both be literally, he doesn't know where he is, but also figuratively. Where is he? How did he get in this in the first place? Bomgyu, Yeonjun, Sunwoo, and Suga tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Aww, I love seeing all 3 groups get together to do that, but I also see that Sunwoo would probably get scared. Bong PD fends Jake, Jae, and Jimin away from his fire. Lee Hyun climbs a tree to rest. See, look, it's the real adults in this situation, the elder millennials of this situation who are really thinking things out. Seijin and Lee Hyun are both hiding in trees. I hope they're not hiding in the same tree, but at least they're both hiding in trees. Nikki tends to his wounds. Day 2. Huninkai discovers a cave. Subin receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Someone really wanted Bong PD dead. Do you think it was JYP? Sunghoon chases Jae, which I don't know. Jae is another member of the O2s, but if I'm being honest, Jae always kind of seems like the third wheel of the O2s. Sunghoon and Jake are clearly a little bit closer, but if you ever meet him, don't tell him I said that. Jake and Taeyun hunt for other tributes. Seijin, Sunu, Suga, and P-Dog hunt for other tributes. Oh my god, I would be so afraid of that group. Well, not Sunu. Actually, I feel like people talk about duality a lot, and Sunu really does have this duality to him. And I'm sure they all do because it's a persona and they are pretending to be pretty much everything. But his ability to go from Eggyo monster to nightmare monster is pretty impressive. So the four of them hunting for other tributes, I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. RM dies from hypothermia? Oh my gosh, that's so Oregon Trail. Nikki's trap kills Taeyong. Bomgyu receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. What is with the TXT guys getting gifts from sponsors? What are they doing? I'm very curious. Jimin searches for a water source. I'll tell you where a water source is, Jimin. Bomgyu. Lee Hyun practices his archery. Yeonjun stalks Bang PD. At the end of the second day, 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The fallen tributes are Mr. Sun from District 11, Jung Ho-seok from District 1, Kim Nam-joon from District 4, and Kim Tae-young from District 10. Oh, snap! 3/7 of BTS just got killed. Wow, okay. The odds are definitely in the favor of the junior groups, it looks like. Night 2. Jimin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Finally, somebody sending a gift to someone who's not in TXT. Nikki dies from hunger! Huening Kai goes to sleep. I hope he's sleeping somewhere safely. Sung-eun defeats Yeonjun in a fight, but spares his life. Interesting. Suga looks at the night sky. Jae tends to his wounds. Seijin attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Lee Hyun, Subin, and Jake sleep in shifts. That's an interesting group. Lee Hyun, Subin, and Jake. That's not a trio I would have put together, but maybe it works for them in this. Bomgyu looks at the night sky. I wonder if he and Yoongi are just standing right next to each other looking at the same spot. Taeyun cooks his food before putting his fire out. Taeyun is so smart. A fire is beneficial, of course, for staying warm, but conversely, if you have a fire going, someone's going to see the smoke and probably come and kill you. So good on you, Taeyun. Sunu stays awake all night. Also, possibly a good idea. He's had a lot of training to do this. That's pretty much what idol trainees do, right? Is just stay up all night and work their asses off. Bang PD attempts to start a fire, but is unsuccessful. Doesn't surprise me, the man has been too busy writing hits and taking over the K-pop world to learn how to do something as basic as start a fire. P-Dog sees a fire, but stays hidden. Nice, P-Dog, don't trust anyone. Day 3. Sung-eun overhears P-Dog and Seijin talking in the distance. Suga thinks about home. Jimin begs for Jae to kill him. He refuses, keeping Jimin alive. Didn't that already happen? Hasn't Jimin, begged to be killed before? I'm going back and double-checking, because that seems super familiar. Yeah, Jimin wanted Bomgyu to kill him. Dang, Jimin really doesn't want to be there. I mean, nobody really wants to be there, but Jimin really doesn't want to be there. Bang PD explores the arena. Subin thinks about home. Guys, do not waste your time thinking about home. Jake scares Taeyun off. Lee Hyun receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Okay, that seems pretty beneficial. Huening Kai defeats Bomgyu in a fight, but spares his life. Yeonjun goes fishing, and Sunu makes a wooden spear. Very crafty. So at the end of day 3, only 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. The fallen tribute is District 6's Nikki from HYBE. Night 3. Jake receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. P-Dog thinks about winning. Not something to focus on right now. Suga thinks about home. Yoongi, get your head in the game. Lee Hyun receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Sung-eun and Taeyeon sleep in shifts. Yeonjun climbs a tree to rest. Sunwoo convinces Beomgyu to snuggle with him. Oh, that seems like something Sunwoo would do. Jimin looks at the night sky. Subin and Huening-kai tell stories about themselves to each other. Oh, I feel like that's really reminiscent of their trainee days and probably how things might... No, I don't think things are probably like that at the dorm anymore. They probably get home, say, see you later, and lock themselves in their own rooms because having roommates is super difficult, especially roommates that you work with all day long. Bong PD and Sejin run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Oh man, if those two are on a truce and if they actually work together, they could clean this up. Jay cries himself to sleep. Oh man, that is some resentment, anger, shame right there. And I feel like one of those moments his mom would be really embarrassed about during a future phone call. Day 4. Jake receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Subin collects fruit from a tree. Bong PD receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Jimin and Sunwoo split up to search for resources. Didn't even know Jimin and Sunwoo were working together. Sejin picks flowers? Okay, buddy, those better be like edible flowers and not a flower crown because we don't have time. Beomgyu questions his sanity. Well, I feel like we all do at this point. Jay sets P-Dog on fire with a Molotov cocktail? Oh no, P-Dog! Suga scares Lee Hyun off. Huening-kai receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Taeyeon goes hunting. Yeonjun sprays his ankle while running away from Sung-eun. Oh, I thought they'd been working so well together. Unexpectedly, a tsunami rolls into the arena. Sung-eun defeats Lee Hyun, but throws him in the water to make sure he dies. Wow, okay. Subin is swept away by the tsunami. Taeyeon survives. Jake holds Sunwoo underwater to drown. Suga fatally injures himself on debris. Beomgyu survives. Jay survives. Bong PD survives. Jimin holds Sejin underwater to drown. Huening-kai survives and Yeonjun survives. Oh my gosh, is there anybody born in this millennium who is still alive? At the end of the day, 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The fallen tributes are P-Dog from District 11, Lee Hyun from District 4, Choi Subin from District 5, Kim Sunwoo from District 8, Min Yoongi from District 1, and Kim Sejin from District 12. Wow, we can't have that many people left. Night 4. Yeonjun destroys Beomgyu's supplies while he sleeps. I mean, he does seem to have a bit of a streak. Taeyeon, Bong PD, Sung-eun, and Jay tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Huh. I think that would be interesting because those 3 did train together at the same time. I just can't imagine Bong PD hanging out with them. Huening-kai tends to his wounds. Jimin ambushes Jake and kills him? Wow. The next day, the cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tributes' families. The tributes are invited to go to the cornucopia and take part in a feast. Jimin gathers as much food into a bag as he can before fleeing. Good call. Bong PD decides not to go to the feast. Jay decides not to go to the feast. Beomgyu stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Huening-kai kills Sung-eun as he tries to run. Yeonjun strangles Taeyeon with a rope. Wow. Okay, TXT is out for blood. Day 5. Jay sprains his ankle while running away from Huening-kai. Bong PD poisons Beomgyu's drink, but mistakes it for his own and dies. Oh no! Yeonjun diverts Jimin's attention and runs away. That's probably the kindest thing that's happened this day. At the end of day 5, 4 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The fallen tributes are Jake Sim from District 9, Park Sung-un from District 9. Oh, the O2s went out together. Kang Tae-yun from District 2, and Bong PD from District 12. Night 5. Yunjin screams for help. Jimin strangles Jae after engaging in a fistfight? Bomgyu lets Huening-kai into his shelter. Day 6. Bomgyu explores the arena. Jimin, Huening-kai, and Yunjin get into a fight. Huening-kai triumphantly kills them both? I cannot imagine Huening-kai killing both Jimin and Yunjin, both on a parasocial emotional level and also a physical level, because I really feel like Yunjin would not go down that easily. At the end of the 6th day, 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The fallen tributes are Park Jae from District 3, Park Jimin from District 10, and Choi Yunjun from District 2. Bomgyu bleeds out due to untreated injuries. No one saw that coming, which means the winner of the HYBE Hunger Games is Huening-kai from District 8. I never would have guessed that. I never would have even imagined that being possible. Congratulations, Huening-kai. Apparently there is a very strategic and devious, bloodthirsty man hiding behind all that eggyo and the I'm so cute face. You are the winner of the HYBE Hunger Games. Listeners, thank you for joining me for the HYBE Hunger Games. I had a lot of fun doing that. I don't know, maybe I will do that again sometime. Let me know what you think. Send your UnKpopular opinions to unkpopularopinionspod@gmail.com. And if you're listening to the Spotify edition of this episode, coming up, you're going to hear those 12 songs that I think best embody the 12 districts. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to keep questioning.